Last night's Raw Roulette. Now, I'm sure you all watched it by me, giving you my thoughts on the show. So, got my notes here. So, let's start off then. We had this bloke come down to the ring, Ocho Cinco. Apparently he's an American football player. So I'm sure all wrestling fans in the world really wanted to see Ocho Cinco because, you know, obviously all wrestling fans follow American football avidly, and all wrestling fans know who Ocho Cinco is, and all wrestling fans give a shit about Ocho Cinco. Obviously everything I've just said is complete bullshit. Most wrestling fans don't follow American football, and most wrestling fans don't know who he is, and most wrestling fans do not give a shit about Ocho Cinco. When he came down to the ring, I was just like, oh, come on, hurry up, just fuck off. And then The Miz came out. Now, I do not like The Miz. I've got to say, I do not like The Miz. But when The Miz came down and cut a promo on him, it made me like him. I enjoyed The Miz last night. I really enjoyed The Miz last night. I really enjoyed what he was saying. You know, basically he put down Ocho Cinco saying, oh, your team's shite, you're not going to win any championships, but I'm the United States champion and I've got the Money in the Bank briefcase, I'm going to be a champion and you're not going to be anything, basically. So I enjoyed it, and then he said, then basically Ocho Cinco retorts back with a bit of a shite mic work saying, oh, well, you're going to face my boy Daniel Bryan. Yeah, because Ocho Cinco and Daniel Bryan are best mates, apparently. That's what they want us to think. Anyway, they spin the Raw Roulette wheel and it turns out to be an I Quit match, or I don't know if he just says it's going to be an I Quit match, whatever. So yeah, Bryan versus Miz. About 2-3 minutes into the match, Miz rolls to the outside and says, oh, I don't want to, I can't, I've just got a hernia, I can't wrestle, but Alex Riley will face you. So then, basically, Bryan makes Riley tap out, then Bryan makes Miz tap out when Miz attacks Bryan after the match. The problem I have with this, I didn't have a problem with the match. I understand that you're saving Bryan and Miz the full match for Night of Champions, no problem with that at all. But my problem is, it's an I Quit match, so there's no disqualifications. So even then, when Riley got into the ring with Bryan, or even before when Miz was against Bryan, you could have just had Riley come in and attack, or you could have had Miz come in and attack during the Bryan Riley match, but they didn't. And then after the match, when Miz attacks Daniel Bryan, Alex Riley stood outside the ring just gawping into the ring watching, and then Bryan quickly reverses Miz and gets him in the label lock, and Miz is there frantically tapping out while Alex Riley just stands watching. I was just sat watching what you're doing, Riley. Isn't that your mate in the ring getting beaten up? Shouldn't you be doing something? This is after the match. This isn't a match anymore. What are you doing? Riley just stands there, watches until Bryan lets go, and just stays stood there. It was just stupid. It didn't make sense. The whole point of Alex Riley being at ringside is that he's Miz's mate and is Miz's backup, and that if Miz gets in trouble, Riley's there. That's what he did during the match, so why not after the match? Why is he just going to stand there and watch Miz frantically tapping out? Frantically even tapping out. Just Riley's just going to stand there. You know, it was a bit pointless. Anyway, no real problem with that. Apart from that, it just took it away from me anyway. Next up we have we go to Jillian Hall in the back, and she spins the wheel and she starts singing "You Spin Me Right Round," and it made me laugh because Edge joined in with her, started singing "You Spin Me Right Round," quite funny. And then he just goes cold face and just goes like that now. So anyway, he spins the wheel and it turns out to be a Bodyslam challenge against his opponent, Evan Bourne, and I was thinking, okay, more crap. A Bodyslam challenge against Evan Bourne. Basically, Edge slams him, spears him. After the match is over, so the general manager says, you know what, you cocky bastard, I'm going to send you another opponent. So Mark Henry comes down, and obviously gets the slam win on Edge. You know, standard, but this is continuing, like, giving us a feud between Edge and a mysterious general manager, which is a bit boring, and they're just using Bourne and Mark Henry as props, and it was a bit like, come on, give us something proper. Why is he feuding with an imaginary person? Anyway, next up, R-Truth and Eve come down, and they're against Ted and Maryse in a song and dance contest. And you know as wrestling fans, we absolutely love singing and dancing. We absolutely love to watch wrestlers singing and dancing. You know, it's what we tune in for. It's why I've been watching for 18 years now. It's for singing and dancing. So when I heard this match was happening, I was so happy that finally I was going to get to see the dream match, R-Truth and Eve in a dance-off song competition with Maryse and Ted DiBiase. Yeah, it was crap. It was rubbish. It was painful to watch. If I was sat watching that with one of my friends and they're not a wrestling fan, I would have felt so embarrassed watching that. Like, they would have been looking at me like, this is what you like? You like to watch this? Like, and then I'd have to say, no, I don't like this. And then they were like, well, why are you watching it then? Then I look like even more like an idiot. We, as wrestling fans, look like twats because we put up with this crap all the time. But yeah, R-Truth has a new theme song. That's all that we could say for this match. Truth and Eve got the win because the crowd cheered for them. Yeah, rubbish. After this, we had Ryder, Edge, and Sheamus having a little promo together. Edge says he's going to find out the general manager is continuing his feud with this imaginary guy, and then Sheamus basically says, "Oh, you're not going to get the title off me at Night of Champions." Blah 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 blah. Watch out, my next match is I'm going to be awesome. Then we see John Morrison doing a bit of parkour in the back. Way exciting. Then we get Sheamus versus John Morrison in the Falls Count Anywhere match, and again, it was an okay match. Don't get me wrong. But it was a very, very TV match, if you know what I mean. Short, not too short, but put together in a way to just be entertaining, not to wrestling fans, but entertaining to the general public. And what can I say? I really didn't like this show altogether. A lot of people have been raving about this show, like, oh, it's a really good Raw. Don't get me wrong, this Raw has been better than like other Raws recently, but at the same time, it's nothing to brag about. So yeah, Sheamus, John Morrison, he does this thing where Sheamus threw John Morrison off the ramp, which in the old days used to be about 8 foot high. Now it was about 3 foot high. So yeah, he throws him off the ramp. Morrison does this pirouette in the air and lands on his feet and pauses like the Hurricane used to, and like stares down Sheamus. And I'm guessing everybody marks out for that, like, yeah, look at that, Morrison's an amazing wrestler because he can do that. He's not an amazing wrestler. He's a great athlete, so he can do that, but that doesn't make him a great wrestler just because he can do that. That isn't wrestling at all. He just did a pirouette in the air. That's not wrestling. It wasn't a move, it was nothing. Anyway, the match ends when Jericho comes out and nails Morrison from behind with a chair. Sheamus gets the win. Then we get a Jericho promo in the ring, basically says, right, when I want my shot back at Night of Champions and I'm not leaving this ring until I get it. And then the general manager says, do you know what, you can get it back if you can beat the Hart Dynasty in a cage match. Fair enough. Standard tag team cage match sort of situation where one of the members of the team escapes. David Hart Smith escaped, leaving Jericho with Tyson Kidd in the ring, and then Jericho got the win, I think, through the walls of Jericho or something, I can't remember. Yeah, that was an okay match, to be honest. It made me laugh with the when Michael Cole got the email from the general manager and he says, oh, I've got an email, and Jericho just says, shut up, of course you got an email. Basically just say, yeah, shut up, man, we all know. Just say what you're saying. Basically what we've all been thinking for the past 3-4 months, however long this bullshit's been going on for. Anyway, after that match we had Goldust and William Regal in a role reversal match. Goldust came dressed as William Regal. William Regal came dressed as Goldust. The match lasted bell to bell for approximately 10 seconds. And it did make me laugh that William Regal was dressed as Goldust, and it was quite comical, but it was just crap. 10 seconds. The entrances lasted longer than the match. The actual action in the match consisted of one punch to the face with brass knuckles and a lateral press resulting in a 3 count. That was all we had in terms of wrestling in this match. You know, why is a wrestling fan I'm watching that? That is a massive dud. Then we've got the main event, John Cena versus Randy Orton in the tables match. This was an alright match. Main problem I've got with this one is Nexus interfere halfway through the match, and I was thinking, oh, we could have done without this, but whatever, let's put them in there, keep them looking strong, dominate these guys. But no, WWE can't do that, can they? Nexus come down, a fresh Nexus who haven't done anything all night, and they're interfering in the match between John Cena and Randy Orton after they've been battling for minutes and minutes and minutes. And Orton and Cena just basically own Nexus, throw them all through tables, and then to add insult to injury, Jericho and Edge come out. Orton and Cena get the better of them. Sheamus comes out, they get the better of Sheamus, and then the match ends like, oh, come on. I understand they're the top 2 guys in the company, but you just put them over 8 different guys who are, 3 of them weren't fresh, but 5 of them were. It's just made me really roll my eyes and think, oh, the WWE really, are they really trying to sound with this? Are they being serious? I don't think they are being serious. But yeah, as a show, it was probably quite entertaining. I looked at it quite negatively because there was a lot of crap on this show that I just didn't like, but it's been okay. It was better than last week. It'll probably be better than what we get next week. But yeah, with that, I'm out. I might do a Night of Champions predictions video. Don't know if I'll get time because it's on Sunday, but try and do one before I go. So yeah, with that, I'm out. See you later.